The sweltering summer day in New York City ground to a halt as the sky darkened unexpectedly. Traffic stopped, pedestrians froze, and all eyes turned skyward. A colossal alien mothership, spanning several city blocks, materialized above the Manhattan skyline. Its sleek, obsidian surface seemed to absorb light, creating an ominous void in the sky. Panic erupted instantly. Car horns blared. People screamed, and chaos engulfed the streets. Similar scenes unfolded in major cities worldwide as more ships appeared, their silent presence a terrifying portent of what was to come. Screens across the globe flickered to life simultaneously, broadcasting a chilling message. A towering reptilian figure appeared, its iridescent scales gleaming under harsh light. When it spoke, its voice resonated with an otherworldly timbre that sent shivers down the spines of all who heard it. People of Earth, I am High Commander Zaxloth of the Galactic Empire. Your planet now falls under our dominion. You have 24 Earth hours to surrender unconditionally. Resistance is futile. Compliance is your only option for survival. The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving humanity in stunned silence. For a moment, the world stood still, grappling with the reality of their new cosmic insignificance. In Washington, D.C., President Elena Rodriguez found herself thrust into the most critical moment in human history. Her war room buzzed with frantic energy as military leaders, scientists, and diplomats argued over the best course of action. Some advocated for immediate surrender, while others pushed for a show of military strength. Enough. Rodriguez's voice cut through the din. We need options beyond simple capitulation or suicide. Her eyes scanned the room, settling on Dr. Aidan Chen, the brilliant but eccentric quantum physicist. Dr. Chen, you mentioned a project that could help us. Now's the time. Chen nervously adjusted his glasses. It's experimental, Madam President. Project Phantom. A global quantum camouflage system. But it's never been tested at this scale. As discussions intensified, reports flooded in from around the world. The alien ships remained stationary, but smaller craft had begun abducting random individuals. Those returned babbled about invasive examinations and mind-probing technologies far beyond human comprehension. Rodriguez made a decisive call. We're activating Project Phantom. And I want a team assembled, our best and brightest. But not just scientists. We need thinkers, innovators, people who can see angles we can't. Within hours, a diverse group was gathered in a secure bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains. Dr. Chen stood alongside Zaret Hassan, a teenage hacker prodigy from Pakistan, Colonel Marcus Jones, a decorated Special Forces veteran, Dr. Lucia Reyes, a xenobiologist, and several others, each bringing unique skills and perspectives. As the clock ticked down, the team worked feverishly on a plan. They knew the aliens' technology far surpassed their own, but humanity had one advantage: the element of surprise. No one expected a primitive species to have technology capable of fooling the Empire. With just 2 hours remaining, they finalized their desperate gambit. Project Phantom would be used not just to hide the Earth, but to create the illusion of its destruction. It was a plan fraught with risk, relying on technology that was largely theoretical. As the deadline approached, a tense silence fell over the planet. In homes, shelters, and government facilities, people huddled around screens, waiting for news of their fate. The alien ships began to power up, their hulls gleaming with otherworldly energy. In the bunker, President Rodriguez addressed the team one last time. The fate of our species rests in your hands. Whatever happens, know that you represent the best of humanity. She turned to Dr. Chen. Initiate Project Phantom. Chen's fingers flew over the controls. Massive generators worldwide surged to life, channeling unprecedented amounts of energy. A faint shimmer began to envelop the Earth, growing stronger by the second. As the clock struck 0, the alien ships unleashed a barrage of energy weapons. The beams struck the quantum field, creating a spectacular light show visible from space. To any observer, it appeared as if the Earth was being torn apart, its very atoms scattered to the cosmic winds. Inside the shield, humanity held its breath. Had their desperate plan worked, or had they just witnessed the last moments of their world? The answer would determine the future of the human race. The aftermath of Project Phantom's activation was a surreal mix of relief and tension. As the blinding flashes of simulated destruction faded, an eerie silence fell over the Earth. In the Rocky Mountain bunker, the assembled team watched their monitors with bated breath, waiting for any sign that their ruse had been discovered. Dr. Chen's hands trembled as he analyzed the data streams. "The quantum camouflage is holding," he announced, his voice a mixture of disbelief and excitement. "As far as the Empire's sensors are concerned, Earth has been reduced to subatomic particles." President Rodriguez allowed herself a moment of hope before addressing the team. "We've bought ourselves time, but now the real work begins. We need to maintain this deception while preparing for the long game." The plan was audacious. While the world above would appear a lifeless husk, humanity would retreat underground and to hidden lunar bases established in secret years earlier. But the logistics of moving billions of people without detection seemed nearly impossible. Zara, the young hacker, spoke up. "We can use the Empire's own communication networks against them. I've been analyzing their transmissions, and I think I can create a virus that'll feed false data to their systems, reinforcing the illusion of Earth's destruction." As Zara worked on her virus, Colonel Jones coordinated with military leaders worldwide to begin the covert evacuation. Using experimental gravity manipulation technology reverse-engineered from previous alien encounters, they began constructing vast underground cities at breakneck speed. Dr. Reyes, meanwhile, focused on solving the biological challenges of subterranean life. "We need to develop new strains of crops that can thrive without sunlight," she explained, already sketching out designs for hydroponic gardens that would sustain millions. Weeks passed in a blur of frenetic activity. Above ground, holographic projectors maintained the illusion of a dead world, while below, a new civilization took shape. But the deception was far from perfect. 63 days after the destruction of Earth, an Imperial probe ship entered the atmosphere. In the control room of New Eden, the largest underground city, alarms blared as the ship's sensors probed dangerously close to a hidden entrance. "They're going to find us," Dr. Chen said, panic evident in his voice. The camouflage wasn't designed for such close inspection. Colonel Jones stepped forward. "Then we give them something else to look at." He quickly outlined a plan, risky but potentially brilliant. Using the gravity tech, they launched a controlled seismic event far from any hidden installations. As the probe investigated the disturbance, Zara worked her magic, feeding it data suggesting residual energy from the planet's destruction. For several heart-stopping hours, the probe continued its survey. In New Eden's control room, the tension was palpable. President Rodriguez stood stoically, knowing that discovery would mean the end of everything they had worked for. Finally, the probe retreated. Cheers erupted throughout the underground city, but Rodriguez quickly tempered the celebration. "This was too close," she warned. "We need better safeguards." The incident spurred a new wave of innovation. Dr. Chen and his team worked tirelessly to enhance the quantum camouflage, while Zara developed more sophisticated AI decoys to misdirect any future probes. As months turned into years, humanity adapted to its new reality. The underground cities grew and thrived, developing their own unique cultures. On the lunar bases, scientists made breakthrough after breakthrough, reverse-engineering alien technology from scraps left behind by the Empire. But life beneath the surface wasn't without its challenges. Resources were scarce, and the psychological toll of living in enclosed spaces led to rising tensions. Crime and dissent began to simmer in the darker corners of the underground cities. Moreover, a growing faction argued for taking the fight to the Empire, tired of hiding and wanting to reclaim their world. This surface liberation front gained support, especially among the younger generation who had never known life above ground. President Rodriguez and her advisors knew they were walking a tightrope. They had to maintain the deception, manage an increasingly restless population, and prepare for the day when hiding would no longer be an option. As the 5th anniversary of Earth's destruction approached, a new message arrived from the depths of space. Encrypted in a way that suggested it wasn't from the Empire, it hinted at potential allies among the stars. The message was clear. Humanity's great deception had worked, but the real challenge was just beginning. The next move would determine whether Earth would remain a hidden sanctuary or become the staging ground for a galactic rebellion. The lunar base Alpha, hidden on the far side of the moon, had become humanity's forefront of technological advancement. Its vast underground laboratories buzzed with activity as scientists from various fields worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of alien technology. Dr. Samantha Reeves, a brilliant quantum mechanic, stood before a holographic display of an Imperial scout ship's engine. The principles behind their FTL drive are unlike anything we theorize, she explained to her team. It's not just about speed. They're manipulating the fabric of space-time itself. Nearby, Dr. Kenta Yamamoto nodded in agreement. And their energy generation. It's like they're tapping into the fundamental forces of the universe. He pointed to a pulsating core in the hologram. This isn't just clean energy. It's practically limitless. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. Late one night, as Samantha was running simulations, she noticed an anomaly. A tiny fluctuation in the energy readings that shouldn't have been there. She called Kenta, and together they spent hours poring over the data. It's not a flaw in their design, Kenta realized, his eyes wide. It's a backdoor, like they built in a way to shut down their own tech. The implications were staggering. If they could replicate this backdoor, they might have a way to neutralize Imperial technology. But more importantly, it gave them insight into how the alien systems worked at their most fundamental level. Progress accelerated rapidly after that. Within months, the team had prototype FTL drives and energy cores, but testing them posed a significant risk. Any unusual energy signature might alert the Empire to Earth's survival. Back on Earth, in the sprawling underground city of New Eden, President Rodriguez faced mounting pressure. The Surface Liberation Front was gaining support, and resources were becoming strained. The breakthroughs on Alpha offered hope, but also danger. We need to test these technologies, argued General Avachen, head of the newly formed Earth Defense Force. Without them, we're sitting ducks if we're discovered. Rodriguez weighed the risks. Proceed, she finally said. But with extreme caution, we only get one shot at this. The first test flights were conducted in the asteroid belt, far from Earth. Unmanned probes equipped with the new drives made short jumps, each one pushing the limits of the technology. The energy cores performed beyond expectations, providing power levels that dwarfed anything humanity had achieved before. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The third test flight ended in disaster when a probe unexpectedly exploded, leaving a debris field that could potentially attract unwanted attention. The team worked frantically to clean up the evidence, using the new tech to vaporize any traceable remnants. As the research continued, a parallel effort focused on weapons development. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a plasma physicist, led a team in adapting the energy core technology into devastating weapon systems. If we have to fight, she said grimly, we need to be able to hurt them. The weapons tests were conducted deep underground on Earth, in vast caverns carved out by the gravity manipulation tech. The results were both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Beams of concentrated energy could slice through meters of reinforced alloys like butter. But the most promising development came from an unexpected source. Dr. Zora Hassan, now in her early 20s and heading her own cybersecurity division, made a startling discovery while analyzing the alien communication networks. They're not just transmitting data, she explained excitedly to the council. The network itself is a form of faster-than-light communication. If we can tap into it, we could have instant communication across the galaxy. This breakthrough had implications beyond just communication. It meant they could potentially listen in on Imperial transmissions, gaining invaluable intelligence. As the 5th year of humanity's hidden existence drew to a close, Earth had transformed from a vulnerable target to a covert powerhouse of innovation. The reverse-engineered technologies had advanced human capabilities by centuries, if not millennia. But with these advancements came new challenges. The once united human population began to fracture along ideological lines. Some wanted to use the new tech to build a better hidden world. Others pushed for immediate action against the Empire. And a small but vocal minority argued for revealing themselves and seeking peaceful integration into the galactic community. President Rodriguez, her hair now streaked with gray from the stress of leadership, knew that a decision point was approaching. Humanity had the tools to emerge from hiding, but were they ready for the consequences? As if in answer to her unspoken question, alarms blared throughout New Eden. A message from the lunar base flashed on her screen. Unidentified ship approaching. Not Imperial design. Request instructions. The next phase of humanity's struggle was about to begin. The tension in New Eden's command center was palpable as the unidentified ship approached Earth's moon. President Rodriguez stood surrounded by her advisors, watching the holographic display with a mixture of apprehension and curiosity. "It's definitely not Imperial," confirmed Dr. Zora Hassan, her fingers flying over the haptic interface. "The design is completely different, and it's not broadcasting any known Imperial signatures." Colonel Marcus Jones, now General of Earth's Defense Forces, spoke up. "We should assume hostile intent. Our lunar defenses are ready to engage on your order, Madam President." Rodriguez held up a hand, her eyes never leaving the display. "Hold fire. This could be our first opportunity for alien contact since the Empire's attack. Let's not squander it." As if on cue, the alien vessel began broadcasting a message. It took Zora's translation algorithm a few moments to decipher it, but soon a voice filled the command center. "People of Earth, we know you survive. We come seeking alliance against the Galactic Empire. We are the Zenthrai, and like you, we have suffered under Imperial rule." A collective gasp went through the room. Rodriguez quickly composed herself. "Open a channel," she ordered. "This is President Elena Rodriguez of Earth. We're listening." What followed was a tense but productive dialogue. The Zenthrai, a species of bioluminescent, cephalopod-like beings, had been watching Earth since the Empire's attack. They had detected the faint energy signatures of human technology and realized the deception. "Your ability to fool the Empire impressed us greatly," the Zenthrai ambassador, Xylthor, explained. "We believe that together we might stand a chance against our common enemy." Rodriguez invited a small Zenthrai delegation to Earth, a decision that was met with mixed reactions. Some saw it as a golden opportunity, while others feared it might compromise their secrecy. The meeting took place in a specially prepared chamber in New Eden. As Xylthor and 2 other Zenthrai entered, their bioluminescent skin pulsing with patterns of light, the human delegation couldn't help but stare in wonder. "We bring gifts," Xylthor announced, presenting a data crystal. "Our own technological advancements, freely shared." Dr. Samantha Reeves examined the crystal, her eyes widening. This is incredible. Their biotech is leagues beyond ours." The exchange of knowledge that followed was transformative. The Zenthrai's organic technology complemented human innovations in ways no one had anticipated. Together, they began developing hybrid systems that were more advanced than anything either species had created alone. But it wasn't just technology that was exchanged. Cultural understanding flourished as humans, and Zenthrai worked side by side. The aliens' collective consciousness and fluid approach to problem-solving challenged human individualism, leading to heated debates and groundbreaking collaborations. Not everyone was convinced, however. General Chen voiced concerns about trusting the aliens too quickly. What if this is an elaborate Imperial trap? She argued during a tense council meeting. Her fears weren't entirely unfounded. A month into the alliance, a security breach was detected in one of the joint research facilities. Panic ensued until Zara traced the breach to a rogue human faction, not the Zenthray. The incident, while alarming, actually served to strengthen the alliance. The Zenthray were impressed by the speed and efficiency with which the humans contained the threat. In turn, humans were moved by the aliens' unwavering support during the crisis. As trust grew, so did the scope of their collaboration. The Zenthray revealed a network of resistance cells spread across the galaxy, all working to undermine the Empire. Earth suddenly found itself at the center of a burgeoning interstellar rebellion. "We've remained hidden for so long," Rodriguez mused during a late-night strategy session with Xylthor. "Perhaps it's time for humanity to step onto the galactic stage." Xylthor's skin flashed in agreement. "Your species has a unique perspective, having fooled the Empire for so long. You could be the key to turning the tide." The decision was made. Earth would gradually reveal itself to other resistance cells, offering its technology and strategic insights. The Zenthray would act as intermediaries, vouching for humanity's trustworthiness. As word spread through the hidden networks of the resistance, more alien species began to reach out. Each brought their own technologies, strategies, and grievances against the Empire. Earth became a hidden hub of interstellar cooperation and innovation. But with each new ally came new risks. The more active Earth became in the galactic resistance, the higher the chances of discovery by the Empire. It was a delicate balance between seizing the opportunity for alliance and maintaining the secrecy that had kept humanity safe for years. As President Rodriguez prepared to address the United Earth Council about their new role in the galaxy, alarms blared once again. A massive Imperial fleet had just appeared at the edge of the solar system. The true test of the new alliance was about to begin. The appearance of the Imperial fleet at the edge of the solar system sent shockwaves through Earth's hidden civilization. In New Eden's war room, holographic displays showed the ominous array of enemy ships advancing steadily towards the outer planets. President Rodriguez surveyed the grim faces around her. "It seems our time in the shadows is coming to an end," she said, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "But we're not going down without a fight. Dr. Hassan, what's our status?" Zara, now chief of Earth's cybersecurity division, stepped forward. "Our quantum camouflage is still holding, but a fleet that size will detect anomalies if they get too close. We need to act fast." General Chen interjected. "We should strike now, while we have the element of surprise. Our new weapons could reveal our existence prematurely." Rodriguez cut her off. "We need a subtler approach." She turned to Xylthor, the Zenthray ambassador. "Your people have experience infiltrating Imperial systems. What do you suggest?" Xylthor's skin pulsed with thoughtful patterns. A Trojan horse, it said, using the human idiom it had learned. "We have developed bioorganic cloaking technology that can mimic Imperial ship signatures. If we could get a small team aboard their command ship." The plan came together quickly. The joint human Zenthray team would use a cloaked ship to infiltrate the Imperial fleet. Their mission: to gather intelligence and, if possible, sabotage key systems. Dr. Reeves presented the team with their secret weapon, nanobots infused with Zenthray bioorganic tech and human AI. Once aboard, release these into their systems. They'll gather data and create backdoors we can exploit later. The infiltration team consisted of Colonel Sarah Hawkins, Earth's top special ops officer; Zilna, a Zenthray tech expert; Dr. Amit Patel, a human xenobiologist; and 2 AI-enhanced androids designed to pass as Imperial maintenance drones. As the cloaked ship approached the Imperial fleet, tension in New Eden's control room was at an all-time high. The fate of Earth hung on the success of this mission. "We're in their sensor range," Hawkins' voice crackled over the comm. "Cloaking is holding. They're not reacting. We're going in." For the next several hours, the control room listened with bated breath to the team's encrypted transmissions. The infiltration went smoothly at first. The team managed to dock with the Imperial command ship, posing as a returning maintenance vessel. Inside, they split up. The androids, perfect in their disguise, moved freely through the ship's corridors, releasing nanobots into key junctions. Hawkins and Zilna made their way to the central data core, while Dr. Patel headed for the biological research labs. "You won't believe what I'm seeing," Patel whispered over the comm. "They're experimenting on captive species. Wait, some of these look human." Rodriguez and Dialthor exchanged alarmed glances. The Empire hadn't been fooled completely. They were still hunting for human survivors. In the data core, Hawkins and Zilna worked feverishly to download crucial information: fleet movements, weapon schematics, and, most importantly, the Empire's long-term plans for the galaxy. But their luck couldn't hold forever. As Zilna interfaced with the alien system, an alarm suddenly blared. "We've been detected," Hawkins shouted, initiating emergency extraction. The next few minutes were chaos. Hawkins and Zilna fought their way back to the ship, their advanced weapons proving surprisingly effective against Imperial defenses. Patel arrived moments later, half carrying an unconscious alien prisoner. "Couldn't leave them," he gasped as they sealed the ship's airlock. As their ship disengaged from the Imperial vessel, all hell broke loose. Energy weapons fire lit up space around them. Their cloaking technology, strained to its limits, flickered and failed. "We're not going to make it," Zilna said, its bioluminescence dimming in despair. But at that moment, a barrage of weapons fire erupted from seemingly empty space, striking the Imperial ships with pinpoint accuracy. A fleet of Earth and Zenth-Ray ships decloaked, providing cover for the escaping infiltration team. Back in New Eden, Rodriguez allowed herself a small smile. Looks like General Chen's insistence on a backup plan paid off. As the infiltration ship limped back to Earth, protected by the surprise fleet, the control room erupted in cheers. They had done it. They had successfully infiltrated the Empire's stronghold and escaped with invaluable intelligence. But their celebration was short-lived. As they began to analyze the stolen data, a chilling realization set in. The Empire wasn't just passing through. They were setting up a permanent base of operations in the solar system. The clock was ticking. Earth's great deception was nearing its end, and the final confrontation loomed on the horizon. The mood in New Eden's war room was a mixture of determination and trepidation as President Rodriguez addressed the assembled leaders of Earth and their alien allies. Holographic displays showed the stolen Imperial data, revealing the extent of the Empire's plans. "They're not just setting up a base," Rodriguez explained, her voice grim. "They're preparing for a full-scale colonization of our solar system. We can't hide any longer. It's time to fight." General Chen stepped forward, her eyes gleaming with a warrior's fire. "Our weapons are ready. The hybrid tech we've developed with the Zenth-Ray gives us a fighting chance." Dialthor, the Zenth-Ray ambassador, pulsed with agreement. "And our alliance extends beyond just our two species. We've made contact with resistance cells across the galaxy. They're ready to strike on our signal." Dr. Zara Hassan, her fingers dancing over a holographic keyboard, added, "I've analyzed the Imperial communication protocols. We can use their own network to coordinate our attacks. They'll never see it coming." The plan that emerged was audacious. Earth and its allies would launch simultaneous strikes against key Imperial outposts across the galaxy. The element of surprise would be their greatest weapon. As preparations reached fever pitch, Dr. Samantha Reeves made a breakthrough that would change the course of the conflict. "We've managed to adapt the quantum camouflage into a weapon," she announced. "We can now cloak entire sections of space, making Imperial ships blind and vulnerable." The first strike came 3 days later. A fleet of Earth and Zenth-Ray ships, cloaked and armed with their new hybrid weapons, approached an Imperial fuel depot in the Kuiper Belt. As they decloaked, the Empire's sensors lit up with confusion. "This is General Ava Chen of the Earth Defense Force," she broadcast on all frequencies. "Your reign of terror ends today." The battle was swift and decisive. The Imperial ships, caught off guard by weapons they'd never encountered, fell quickly. As the depot exploded in a brilliant flash, Cheers erupted in command centers across Earth and allied worlds. But this was just the beginning. Across the galaxy, resistance cells sprang into action. On the desert world of Talos II, insectoid Kriak warriors overwhelmed an Imperial garrison. In the gaseous storms of Jupiter, Zenthray ships outmaneuvered Imperial cruisers, using the planet's turbulent atmosphere to their advantage. Earth's long-hidden strength was finally revealed. Missiles guided by AI systems that could predict and counter Imperial evasive maneuvers. Energy weapons powered by zero-point reactors that could punch through the strongest shields. And perhaps most crucially, the indomitable human spirit, burning bright after years of suppression. Not all battles were won, of course. On the icy moon of Europa, a human-led attack was repelled with heavy losses. The Empire's numerical superiority and entrenched physicians proved challenging to overcome. But with each engagement, the Alliance learned and adapted. The nanobots planted during the earlier infiltration continued to feed valuable intelligence, allowing the rebels to stay one step ahead. As news of the uprising spread, more and more species joined the fight. The Volcran, a race of energy beings, provided crucial intel on Imperial fleet movements. The silicon-based lithoids offered their indestructible bodies as living shields for vulnerable ships. Back on Earth, President Rodriguez worked tirelessly to coordinate the global war effort while maintaining unity among the diverse human population. The Surface Liberation Front, once a source of internal strife, now channeled its energy into the fight against the Empire. 6 weeks into the uprising, a pivotal moment arrived. An Imperial dreadnought, the flagship of the fleet that had been sent to colonize the solar system, entered Earth's orbit. Its intention was clear: to end the rebellion at its source. As the massive ship loomed over the planet, visible even through the quantum camouflage, Rodriguez made a decision that would echo through history. "It's time," she said, her voice broadcast to every hidden city and base on Earth and the Moon. "Disengage the planetary camouflage. Let them see us in all our glory." With a shimmer, Earth's true face was revealed to the cosmos for the first time in years. Cities gleamed, oceans sparkled, and the combined fleet of humanity and its allies rose to meet the Imperial threat. The battle for Earth had begun, and with it, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. As energy weapons lit up the sky and ships clashed in orbit, one thing became clear to friend and foe alike. Humanity was no longer hiding. They were leading a revolution that would reshape the stars. The sky above Earth blazed with the fury of cosmic warfare. The Imperial dreadnought, a behemoth of alien engineering, loomed ominously over the planet. Surrounding it, a swarm of smaller craft engaged in a deadly dance with Earth's combined fleet. In New Eden's Central Command, President Rodriguez stood resolute, her eyes fixed on the holographic battle map. "Status report," she demanded, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding above. General Chen's voice crackled through the comm. "The quantum camouflage weapons are working, Madam President. We've managed to blind significant portions of their fleet. But that dreadnought, its shields are like nothing we've ever seen." Dr. Reeves chimed in, her fingers flying over a console. "Its power source is off the charts. It's like they've harnessed the energy of a small star." As if to emphasize the point, the dreadnought fired its main cannon. The beam of searing energy lanced down, cutting through the atmosphere. It struck the Atlantic Ocean, vaporizing millions of gallons of water instantly and sending tsunamis racing towards distant shores. "My God," someone whispered in the command center. Rodriguez's jaw tightened. "Evacuate the coasts, all of them. Now." She turned to Xylthor. "What about our allies?" The Zenthray's skin pulsed with urgent patterns. "They're engaged across the system, keeping the rest of the Imperial fleet occupied. But they can't hold out forever." On the battlefield above, Colonel Sarah Hawkins led a squadron of Earth's most advanced fighters. "Form up on me," she ordered. "We're going for their main weapon array." The fighters dove towards the dreadnought, weaving through a maze of energy beams and debris. Hawkins' targeting computer locked onto a vulnerable-looking section of the massive ship. "Fire everything," she yelled. A barrage of missiles and energy weapons struck the dreadnought. For a moment, hope surged through the Earth forces. But as the energy dissipated, the Imperial ship remained unscathed. "No effect," Hawkins reported, her voice tight with frustration. "That thing's impenetrable." Back in New Eden, Dr. Zara Hassan suddenly straightened, her eyes wide. "Wait. The nanobots we planted during the infiltration. They're still in their systems." Rodriguez turned to her. "Can we use them?" Zara nodded excitedly. "If we can boost the signal, we might be able to take control of some of their systems, maybe even lower their shields." "Do it," Rodriguez ordered. As Zara worked feverishly to boost the nanobot signal, the battle raged on. Earth's cities, hidden for so long, now stood exposed. The Empire, enraged by the deception, began targeting population centers. In London, the quantum shields barely held against a barrage of Imperial fire. In Beijing, ancient and futuristic architecture alike crumbled under the assault. But humanity fought back with everything they had. Hybrid energy weapons, reverse-engineered from alien tech, fired from hidden bunkers. Swarms of AI-controlled drones harassed Imperial fighters, buying time for evacuations. Amid the chaos, acts of incredible heroism emerged. In Cairo, a group of civilians used experimental gravity tech to deflect falling debris, saving thousands. Over the skies of Sao Paulo, a lone pilot sacrificed herself to destroy an Imperial troop transport, preventing a ground invasion. Hours into the battle, Zora's voice cut through the command center. "I've done it. We have partial control of their systems." Rodriguez didn't hesitate. "Lower their shields. Now." For a breathless moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, almost imperceptibly, the shimmer around the dreadnought flickered. "This is President Rodriguez to all Earth forces and allies," she broadcast. "The dreadnought is vulnerable. Concentrate all fire on these coordinates." What followed was the largest coordinated attack in Earth's history. Every ship, every weapon, every scrap of technology humanity and its allies could muster was brought to bear on a single point of the Imperial flagship. The dreadnought's hull, finally exposed, couldn't withstand the onslaught. Explosions blossomed across its surface, chain reactions tearing through its superstructure. As the massive ship began to break apart, a cheer went up from Earth's forces, but their celebration was premature. The dreadnought, in its death throes, was falling towards the planet, its mass threatening devastation on an unimaginable scale. Rodriguez's voice, tired but determined, came through once more. "All ships with tractor beam capability, focus on the dreadnought's remnants. We need to control its descent." As Earth's fate hung quite literally in the balance, humanity faced its greatest test yet. The outcome would determine not just the battle, but the future of the planet and its place in the galaxy. The aftermath of the battle for Earth was a sight to behold. The skies, once ablaze with the fury of combat, now glittered with the remnants of destroyed ships and the twinkling lights of the victorious Allied fleet. On the surface, the scars of war were evident, but so too was the indomitable spirit of humanity and its allies. President Rodriguez stood atop the partially damaged New Eden Command Center, surveying the horizon where the controlled remnants of the Imperial dreadnought had been safely guided to impact in an uninhabited desert. The coordinated effort of Earth's gravity manipulation tech and the Allied ships had averted a global catastrophe by mere minutes. "Madam President," General Chen approached, her uniform singed and torn. "We've received word from our forces across the galaxy. The Empire's grip is crumbling. Dozens of worlds have risen up in open rebellion." Rodriguez nodded, a mix of relief and weariness etched on her face. "And the Imperial leadership?" "Fleeing," Chen replied with a hint of satisfaction. "Our Volcran allies are tracking their movements. It seems they never anticipated a defeat on this scale." As the dust settled, the true magnitude of what had been accomplished began to sink in. Humanity, once on the brink of extinction, had not only survived, but had become the catalyst for a galactic revolution. The news spread rapidly across the stars, carried by faster-than-light communications that Earth had helped develop. In the days that followed, representatives from countless alien species arrived on Earth, eager to meet the humans who had achieved the impossible. The planet, hidden for so long, now found itself at the center of a new interstellar community. Dr. Samantha Reeves led a team of scientists from various species in studying the dreadnought's remains. The technological leaps we're making are unprecedented, she reported excitedly during a global broadcast. We're unlocking secrets of the universe that the Empire had hoarded for millennia. But with great advancement came great responsibility. President Rodriguez, along with leaders from Earth's allies, convened a summit to discuss the future of galactic governance. We cannot simply replace one empire with another, Xylthor argued, its bioluminescence pulsing with conviction. We must forge a new path, one of cooperation and shared progress. The debates were long and often heated. Some argued for a strong, centralized authority to maintain peace. Others advocated for a loose confederation of independent worlds. Earth's own history of governance, with its triumphs and failures, provided valuable insights. After weeks of negotiation, the Galactic Concordat was born, a system of governance that respected the autonomy of individual worlds while providing a framework for collective security and scientific cooperation. Earth, as the spark that ignited the revolution, was asked to play a central role. Rodriguez, addressing a hall filled with representatives from across the galaxy, spoke words that would be remembered for generations. We hid to survive, we emerged to fight, and now we stand together to build. Let the stars be not our limit, but our beginning. The changes that swept across known space were profound. The advanced technology that Earth and its allies had developed to fight the Empire was now repurposed for peaceful endeavors. Devastated worlds were rebuilt. New trade routes were established. A golden age of exploration and discovery dawned. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Remnants of the Empire, bitter and desperate, launched terror attacks on fledgling Concordat worlds. Pirate factions sought to take advantage of the power vacuum. And there were still vast, unexplored regions of the galaxy that held untold dangers. Earth, once isolated and hidden, now found itself fielding peacekeeping missions and leading diplomatic initiatives across the stars. The adaptability and creativity that had allowed humanity to survive in secret now served them well in navigating the complexities of interstellar politics. As the first year of the new era drew to a close, President Rodriguez stood once again atop the New Eden Command Center, now fully rebuilt. The sky above was filled with ships of various designs, a testament to the diversity of the new galactic community. Beside her stood Xylthor, General Chen, Dr. Reeves, and many others who had been instrumental in Earth's journey from hunted prey to galactic leader. We've come so far, Rodriguez mused, but our greatest adventures are still ahead. As if in response, a notification chimed. The deep space probe had detected signals from beyond the known galaxy. Something new, something alien, was waiting to be discovered. Humanity and its allies stood ready to face whatever the cosmos had in store, united in their quest for knowledge and their commitment to a free galaxy. The era of hiding was over. The age of exploration had begun.